Good morning, good morning, good morning, and a huge warm welcome to Carnation Crafts. We're live in the Carnation Crafts studio, and it's lovely to have you here. Good morning, Kerry, over on the YouTubes. We're going to have a look at Going Wild today, which I love, because it's got little creatures with microphones, and nothing gets cuter than that. But also because we have this incredible card shape. Where we get to use the magnets. You get a box of magnets for free with this, the Carnation magnets, which we all know are very, very useful for card making because they're so slim. So super, super slim magnets. And then there is also the extra doily die, which we'll look at. That's not part of the collection, but it is absolutely extraordinarily pretty. More exciting than that even, we've got a brand new product, and I'm allowed to tell you about it today because I was not allowed to tell you about it last time, but I can tell you about it now. But what I'm going to do first is go through the boards. We're going to look at some finished samples, and then I will introduce you to this brand new product, which is just epic. Good morning, Linda Poland. Good morning, Karen Vincent. Good morning, Susan Jones. Sat here with my brew. Good morning, Garth. Good morning, Amanda. Love this collection. I know, it's so cute, isn't it? Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, Natalie. There's lots of you. Oh, Terry's just got hers as well. Good morning, Michelle. Oh, day off work. We like that. I have got some time off work myself. I've booked some. It's very exciting. I haven't done that, I don't think, in 3 years, so I'm going to have some fun. Good morning, Shaz. How you doing? Janine Dawson. Happy Friday. Good morning, Karen Matthews. Good morning, Linda Gregory. Good morning, Savvy Crafter. So, also ordered, waiting for it to arrive. You should all get them soon. Morning, Carla. Ordered my collection yesterday. Can't wait till tomorrow. It's that thing, isn't it, where you know it's coming and it's really exciting. It is lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, what are we getting? What's on the boards? So this card shape, which is just, let me get that into shot. There you go. This card shape is just awesome. And I love it so much because it's something different. And it works with those magnets that you're getting free. So they are, you know, needed. Now, it's got this really awesome thing, which is a little platform. So easel cards suddenly become a joy because this is a separate die. So you can use it on any card base, just this little bit here, because it lifts here and that sits. And that is a stand for anything to be glued to. That's a separate little die on its own. You can use that on anything. We want these from Carnation, don't we? These are the tools that get us card making. But it's your stage for this as well. And the card shape lifts. It has the two little platforms there. They have a magnet in them and they sit. And that creates, isn't it cute? It's like the best little card shape in the world. There's just something adorable about it. And then you have, like I say, the little platform here, that little easel. There's a little nick at the back there, which not a little nick, but a little nick. Every time I say that, it's not like a little nick. And that allows you to sit it there. Sorry, Nick, if you're listening in the office. Right, let's go on. Good morning, Kate Jude. How you doing? Natalie, can't stop thinking about next week's best friend collection. Thinking it involves puppies, hoping for a chihuahua. I'm not allowed to say the things because they keep saying that I'm not allowed to do the things. Stop looking at me, Miss Taz.
I have to.
Well, they shouldn't tell me the things if I'm not allowed to say the things.
I have to keep a leash on you.
You do have to keep a leash on me. Somebody has to. Right, look at these little... Look at his tummy. Look. Now, this is designed so that you can cut away the berry and you can instead attach a microphone to his hand. He can have a glass of something, a bottle of something, and it's all designed so that he can be having something else. But obviously, we've got the cake that is in here as well, which we'll come to in a minute. So that sits beautifully with that. He's got the long line microphone. That's brilliant if you want to have it hanging from the top of the card because you can disguise this part and it can come down, which allows the birds to sing into it, which is super cute. You've got, is he a hamster or a gerbil? But whichever, he's just beautiful. Then you've got your show lights. You've got your speaker. That is just stunning, isn't it? Just beautiful. All those cut lines, the feather detail. Then you've got your little glasses and your bottles. There's nothing to not love about this collection. There's nothing to not love. It's just adorable. The whole thing is gorgeous. That, to me, that one board epitomizes Carnation to me. It's glorious, it's big, it's bold, it's beautiful, it's filling. So as in, you know, you can fill these beautiful areas on your cards. Just beautiful. This, which will be so important for so many grounding devices across so many of your cards. Remember, we don't buy collections with Carnation, we add to one collection. These are elements and tools that we craft with. So then it gets really exciting. Now, these are really beautiful. They're individual little flowers and they are designed. So the way this looks, if I can just explain, see how this wee leaf's going across here and it's got another little leaf below it. Can you see that? That's designed to look like that you have already decoupaged it. It's got that look that it's already full and layered. Now, because of that, we get these to cool those tones. So you just place them. It's all been designed in this really stunning way. So we get to cool those tones. Gorgeous little V here for your corner elements. So much beauty in that one board. That literally made my little heart pitter-patter when I saw that board. Carnation just do things so well. This, the bubbles, and if you look here, there's a little shape of a lemon. Down here and here, the detail. The devil is in the detail. That to me is just glorious. And then obviously you've got your straw and your drink starer majoogie thing, which possibly posh people use, but not me. Look at this. Almost looks real, doesn't it? Like the coulis dripping down, that beautiful set of fruit on the top, which obviously comes in with those fruits that we've just seen. Just desirable, isn't it? The little fork here, just with a little bit broken off. So again, that wee little critter that had the berry in his hand, we can change it for a fork and a little piece of cheesecake. So he can be scoffing his cake with the beautiful sentiment, treat yourself. And that's a gorgeous sentiment, isn't it? There's meaning behind it. It's really, really lovely. Party time and celebration, those little elements that we've got where you've got the all the bits and pieces. This, which is so awesome for doing your sentiment stamping on. Here you've got either bubbles or a balloon wall, depending what you want to do with it. And actually, if you've got some tiny little florals, to just place one on each looks incredible as well. So many ways of playing. And again, if you go to something like Rural Charm, where they've got the party elements, where there's the little party blowers and, you know, those sort of things, the party hats, and start bringing that in with this. Suddenly we've got a whole celebration, right? You've got all of the elements for celebration. You've got the bunting here, and we've got bunting from, was it Sheer Delight that had the bunting? And so you can add those two together to create this really beautiful layered bunting on a card. Everything works together. And this is your summer doily. So that was Going Wild. This is a separate die. This is not part of that main collection. But man alive, is this beautiful. It's designed in such a way, symmetrically, so it's almost like a mandala, or a mandala. It's designed, you can cut it across. You can use a quarter of it, you know, that sort of way. You can use half, you can use 3/4. There's so many ways of playing with this. Cut it 2 or 3 times and glue it together, and it becomes a card shape on its own without the card base behind it. And it looks so beautiful. And just the shadow play. Imagine the shadow play with this. If you cut it and you just leave it as that, but you've cut it a few times so it supports its own weight. Pretty as a picture. I will tell you, Cut Tidy is going to be your absolute best friend with that, because it is obviously full of the filigree bits. It just helps with Cut Tidy. So that's my advice for you there. So the Summer Doily set is on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. This is under the number 230716. It's got a show price today of £24.99 with £2.95 UK P&P. The main bundle for Going Wild itself, also back on the Carnation Crafts website, and that is 230709. Best price £103.49. So you need your discount code. That will be in your newsletter. That's going to take a tenner off. Otherwise, it's going to be £114.99. But free UK P&P. Always nice to have. Always nice to know. Added to that, we have the Perfect Papers. You all know the Perfect Papers are the best friend to any collection that we have. And they're just beautiful. They've got all the beautiful berry colours with this collection. You've got those textures, those dots, the gorgeous lavender colour, which comes in with, like, if you think of the bunting, all of those pieces, and think of the fruit against those with all of those textured sort of patterns as well. Just absolutely stunning. You're right, Miss Taz. Miss Taz is on her hands and knees on the floor. She is.
Across the camera.
She. So, right, let's have a look. What are you all saying? Made it. Hi, Pearl. How you doing? Hi, Carla and fellow crafters. Nice sunny day here in Kinva. It's really beautiful today. It's really beautiful, but I'm really hot and a little bit sweaty. I'm just going to say it. I know that's not the done thing. Alison, busy with this collection at the moment. Well, I've got put the vignettes ready to go, so looking forward to some inspiration. And then over on the YouTubes, people saying, Carla, spill. We won't say anything. See, everybody else is saying I can say it.
So which one?
Best friend.
They're going to have to wait next week. It's next Friday. It's just a week.
Can I just tell you something, though? I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. It's my favourite ever thing they've ever done. I can say that.
I'll keep hounding you about it.
I think you'll be barking up the wrong tree. Right, let's have a look at what we're working with. Now, we've got something really exciting to announce, which is that Carnation Crafts have been developing, and it's been a long time in developing a brand new product. And we finally have it. Oh, they're all stuck together. All of them in production. It's Carnation, so we know the quality, okay? These are all to hold your magnets together. Beautiful. Hold your dies together, sorry. All of them in all of the sizes. Who's saying Carla, say strong? Is that you?
No.
Carnation Crafts. I can't Carnation. You know I get excited and then all the thoughts come out of my head. Sorry. It's my favourite thing they've ever done. Right, magnetic sheets. So gorgeous. So gorgeous, right? Small, medium, large, extra large. Why? Why those sizes? Well, because they're designed specifically for your Carnation dies. They are exactly the shape of the die packages that Carnation make. They're a beautiful thing. And we have now got them on the Carnation Crafts website. So the Carnation Crafts magnetic collection. Oh, I can't get that back on, Taz.
Leave it and I'll do it.
T30821 on the Carnation Crafts website. These are going to sell fast. Now, I just want to talk it through. So, best price today, £31.49. I believe it's that cheap because they are allowing for your 10% discount, but also I think they're giving you a day, a cheaper day today because we're releasing. So I think now's the time to get it. Yes, Miss Tiz Taz.
I would also say that you can get them individually as well. It's not just
Yeah, you can get them individually. So this has been a long time coming. They're incredible. I'm so excited about them because suddenly I'm going to be able to store things a lot better. It means we don't have to keep taking them off that sheet. We only need to do that once, you know, with the red liner tape where it's frustrating. It means we get to preserve things. These are an absolute boon because we need them. And I know a lot of you have asked if we would bring them. Here they are. It's been a long time development. Now, they're heavy. They're really heavy, okay? So, if you're in the States, if you're abroad, if you're in another country, because of postage, shipping and handling, these are incredibly expensive to send. So the only way Carnation can do it is that it's a £20 postage on it, shipping and handling. My advice, I wouldn't. You do you. If you want to buy them, you buy them. I wouldn't pay that kind of shipping on it. Bless you, Miss Taz. That's not me trying to put you off. It's, come on, it's a lot of money, right? So it's up to you. If you want them, they will absolutely ship them to you. Of course they will. but it is going to be 20 quid. And that's with them absorbing some of the cost of that shipping as well themselves to try and keep it down. They're just really heavy. For the rest of you, it's going to be your normal P&P. If it's over £50, then you would obviously get that for free, I believe. They're incredible. They're so good. They're so good. And they fit exactly because we have all of the sizes, don't we? You know from buying Carnation that we've got certain package sizes that we use for the dies. It's always been historically the same. And these have been, they've been made to fit our packages. You already get your own storage wallet with Carnation. Now you get this to go in it. Just incredible. Yes, Mr. Taz.
No more losing.
Eh?
No more losing.
No more losing dies? Well, don't say that, because Carnation will now be like, well, why have you lost it? And I'll be like, you do need to stop asking me the questions. And they'll be like, Carla, how many times have we told you to stop losing your dies? And I'll be like, you need to stop talking to me now. And then Terry says, Taz must be a young un. I know if I was on the floor, I couldn't get up. Oh, you and me both.
I am young.
She's not young. Natalie, will they be making folders to hold them? You don't need the folders, Natalie, because your storage wallet that your dies come in, it'll fit right in there. Oh, get yourself a gentleman's coat hanger and hang them all on. That way you'll have your magnets in there. It'll hold everything in place. Then when you come to use the die, you'll be able to just take out your magnetic sheet and pull those dies off, which is super, super useful. Saves you having to each time try and tear it, then try and put it back onto that paper. It works. Savvy Crafters, are the magnetic sheets fit in the plastic sleeves? I believe so. Yep. Shirley, hello from France. You're such an inspiration, Carla. I don't know what for. I wouldn't be inspired by all of this. I'm like the don't do it this way person, as in, you know. And then we've got, oh, Judith says she's been looking for some magnetic sheets. Thanks for bringing the magnetic sheets. How do these work, Alison? So what it is, your metal obviously sticks to a magnet. Let me just, let's have a scan. Oh, look at these beautiful long line magnetic sheets. I'm unboxing with you. Each one tissue wrapped. Let's get some metal out of here. So, normally, we always tell you, try and tear the cardboard away from the die, not the other way around, because you don't want to bend your die, you want to do such. So, what we have got is this. That's how it works, Alison. So now what that means is, if I had had my big packet there, that just is going to slot into my plastic case with everything on it. I can still keep the cardboard, of course I can, but I don't have to use it for the sticky. So theoretically, I could, you know, do that. I believe as well, with it being, would it be magnetic on the other side as well? No, just the one, Mrs. Wembley. But it means you can store everything from each die kit in there, and that's just really awesome to have. It makes things really, really easy. My advice, grab them while they're cheap, because they'll go up to the normal price. I think Carnation have just been super generous because it's launch day with them. I got to tell you though, if I was abroad, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. But shall we demo? Shall we look at some finished samples? Otherwise Mr. Taz will shout at me first. So the things, look at this. Look at that, for pretty. Isn't that so beautiful? These fruits are so gorgeous. Such a simple concept, really, really pretty. His little Tommy. Oh, look at Miss Taz, they're having a drink. Who does that remind you of? Me and you, girl. Right, so let me see if I can open these without causing stress to them. So this folds down, that folds in, and this, hold on, just sits up. The little nick goes round, and there he sits. Look at the cuteness. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's so gorgeous. Look at that. Treat yourself. Really, really gorgeous. Just lovely. So that is the card shape. We'll work with that first today. And then I'll just run through these very quickly. I won't keep on doing them all, but give you the idea. I'll just pop his little head out if I can. There we go. He's got a little bit squodge. Look at him. The cards you can make with this collection are so beautiful. And so they're kind of fun and light. I love that so much. That colour, isn't that really beautiful? Just really sweet. The fruits. Look at that. See how we've got the wee berries here that could be balloons, they could be berries, they could be bubbles. They just work as anything that we want them to be. Pretty. Just gorgeous colours. I'll just run through them and then I want to get to demo. Look, eating the little cherry. Pretty, right? That bird's so beautiful. I've really enjoyed working with that bird because it doesn't seem to matter what you do. He just shapes so beautifully and looks so incredible. Just gorgeous. Hold on. There you go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Look at that. See how you've got the doily in use here at the back? Doesn't that just create something very soft and pretty? Love, 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 love. Clean, simple, fresh, incredible. Absolutely incredible. 8x8s. You know I love me my 8x8s. See how he's got the microphone instead of the berry? He's full on going for that. He's full on karaokeing right now. That fullness of that card. Beautiful use of the fruits. Really gorgeous use of the fruits to create almost a wreath on a rectangle. Just gorgeous. Right, I'm just going to pop these to the side. Actually, Miss Taz, I might ask you to grab these for me. Just move them. The reason I asked Miss Taz is because my chair is really high and I can't get off it. Not gracefully, anyway. And so Miss Taz ends up having to be my little helper. Thank you. Sorry, girl. So lots of people are asking you about the magnets. So I'm going to show you inside the packaging just so you can see them. And then we're going to get straight to demo time because it's exciting. So let's have a look. Let me find the right size for this one. Is that this one? Yabba. So look at me opening the things. I'm like one of them YouTubers that does the unboxings. Nobody would trust me with that. Tracy Lester. Carnation, please stop. I'm totally addicted. I'm obsessed with every set. I just have to. You wait till next week. You wait till next week. I'm going to be in so much trouble. I didn't say it.
No, I was thinking about all the new people that have joined us and what they've got to look forward to next Wednesday. Because they'd have missed out, wouldn't they?
Next Wednesday's show is going to be... Followers for next Wednesday's show is going to be epic. I can say that, surely.
It's on there. There's 3 shows for Christmas. Different Christmas collections.
We've got all the different collections from Christmas, except for the ones from this year. We've got all of the previous collections. See how snug that is and how perfect that is? And it's just got enough breathing room at the side for when you've got your magnets on so that it will sit and it will take any extras. And that's the same for every single one. So that will go straight into here and slip straight in. So that is that sorted. Joe, yeah, I realised what you meant with the magnets on the card. I will be doing the first demo with those so you'll see them. Alison, is it a new set next week? No, Carnation launches twice a month. We have a launch twice a month. And one of those is on Hobby Maker and one of them is on this channel, which is when we have Dave Bradford here. And then in between that, they'll do offshoots of things, either back to air shows, or they'll do Crafters Select, or they'll do some special edition vignettes. And they're just the sort of smaller shows that we put in during that time. Next week is not launch week. The week after is launch week, and that'll be on Hobby Maker. So next week we have got shows. The Wednesday is the Christmas show.
Monday you've got Hobby Maker.
Monday I'm at Hobby Maker with the USB, back to air for Elegance and Radiance. Wednesday we've got the Christmas show, and Friday... I don't think it's fair that I'm not allowed to say it. good job I didn't bring the boards up with me.
You do realise we've got to see them before the show. You're going to be in trouble.
Best collection. I'm so getting a phone call after this show. I'm not even sorry. I'm not even sorry. Right, where do we put the magnet? So I've cut this in white so you guys can see it at home. So we've got this here. You cut it, obviously, and what it does, it cuts these pieces for us, all right? It doesn't cut this. That's the one where it's got the little pedestal that we sit. That is a separate die. You choose whether you want to cut that or not. And that's why it's so useful, right? Because suddenly it becomes anything for any easel. And that's really important. It's such a great thing that they've done. I'm so impressed with this. It's just gorgeous. So you need a magnet, because what we're doing is these two obviously fold out, right? And we've got to get this one to stick to the other one. All right? So the magnet, you're going to have one on the front and then one on the back. So the way I did this, and I can explain a little bit more than I did on Hobby Maker because we've got more time. What I did was I got one magnet first, put red liner tape on it and put it just here. Then I got another magnet and I stuck it to that. I got more red liner tape and I stuck it to the top magnet, and then I put the two together thusly and squeezed. And then I was able to release because the red liner tape had picked up the second magnet and they were both exactly where they should be. So that's my advice to you. Magnet on first. So with red liner tape, magnet, put the other magnet on top of it, get the other side, once you've got your red liner on top of the second one, and put it on, they'll be perfect. All right? That's the easiest way I can do it. Pecifically done this in white so you can see all of the workings. Now, I'm not a fan of having the magnet on show. Obviously, for demo, I'm not bothered, because for demo, it doesn't matter. And you can't see it. Essentially, when you're looking at the card base, you can't see it, so it doesn't matter. But it matters to me because I like to cover workings. So what I did was cut 2 more circles, and I've got them here just to place over. It's just neating in it. What's the word I'm looking for? Neating. Kate Jude, I agree. It's definitely not fair I can't share. I agree 100%. I should just be allowed to say it. I've done my demos for it. I got too excited. Genuinely my favourite thing they've ever done. Stop looking at me. I'm not going to say it. I totally am.
You can see the title. It's on the calendar.
Everyone's best friend. That's not the same.
No, but...
It's not the same, Miss Taz.
Then they'll just have to wait for next Friday.
Nobody wants to wait till next Friday. I don't want to wait till next Friday. I shouldn't have to wait though, because it's too exciting. Right, so we've got this. Obviously, this is going to fold this way so that my magnets hold. I've got the workings covered. I don't want the workings on show. I've got my little platform and I'm ready to go. So it's super cute. You've got this gorgeous shape. Now, the thing with this, it's not really rocking, but there is an element of rocking to it, which I love. So you've got this kind of little rocker card here. However, if you're completely anti against the fact that you don't want your card to rock, Nick put the best little things in it ever, which are these little tree logs, and you get them in a corner element and they're absolutely gorgeous. I'll just pop this down here so you can see it. And what that does, if I take my card base, I can stick that to the edge, either way it doesn't matter, and I'll get 2, and that is going to stop my card from rocking. It's a stabilizer. Isn't that a great thing? The little things. Natalie Dodd says, Miss Taz, leave our Carla alone to tell us. Tracy Lester, go on Carla, don't listen to the boss. Well, I have to listen to the boss because he pays me the money, which lets the children eat. I know, next, Kate Jude, it's your favourite thing this week. Next week there'll be something else. You know what Nick is like. I can't give you a hint. They're gonna hurt me. I'm already getting a phone call. I can feel it coming on. I mean, it won't be the first phone call I've ever had, let's face it. Mr. House, stop looking at me like that. How much is that doggy in the window?
You shush.
The one with the goodness tail. Right, let's demo. So I've got the elements that I've got here. And all the little pieces. I like to put these out so that you can see what I'm working with, so that you can see how I'm building up and shaping out, because I think it's important if you want to craft along. Obviously, anything I make, you're welcome to copy. Hey Taylor Lacey, how you doing? I am very well, thank you. Yeah, I like you know, the fact that you can copy anything I do if you so chose. You can also copy the DT's cards. That's absolutely welcome. Those are in the group, but please don't copy anybody else's unless they give you express permission. That's just the way Carnation kind of roll. So I've got my little round pieces. Now I can choose where to put these. Obviously, I can put them centrally in here just to give it a little bit of extra dimension, which is what I'm going to do. But you see how just that on the white on white really, really is exquisite. Now, obviously, this whole collection has got a vignette for it. You saw it on the boards. So it does come as a whole log piece. The idea is that it is a log stump, if you like. And it looks incredible like that, but please don't ever think you have to do everything one way. They can be beautiful in white as well. I'm doing it in white just to clarify for demo how that looks. And on the board, I'll show you again. So you've got one more view and then we are going, but that's how it looks with the vignette, okay? All the elements layered up, beautiful. Everything you need, your little corner pieces and your little extras if you don't want it to rock. I personally love it when it rocks, but it's a choice that you make. So now that I've got these here, let me get some glue. We'll go in, chuck some of that out. Miss Sharon, how are you doing, beautiful lady? And then do this. Place. Just tiny amounts of glue. I'm just doing this for a visual, nothing more. It's not practical in any way. It's purely a visual technique just to add in a little element. And part of the reason I wanted to do this is to show you that wood grain effect on the white because it looks beautiful. And I like the fact that we've got this little half disc shape, which gives me an open area at the front of my platform, at the front of my stage, if you like. And that is a visual cue. We're always looking for visual cues when we're crafting. So that's a visual cue because your eye, and hopefully you can see this, you can see there that your eye draws straight to that breaking point in that, and that's important. It's your visual cue. Alison, could you double it and put the tulle in the middle? Yep, yep, absolutely. You could double it and put acetate in. You can do all sorts. Yeah, absolutely. If you were to put, I mean, you could cut this, where I've got this piece, just this white piece here, I could cut this twice and just put, you know, cut it in half there and put another one on top with tulle in the middle. And you've all got tulle, and if you haven't, it's on the Carnation website. Go fill your boots, because then we start to create alternatives, don't we? We go into an alternative kind of reality with it. Get your acetates out, get your vellums out. There's a world of gorgeousness with Carnation. We're so blessed to have this like insane world of Carnation. Use it to the hilt. Right, now that I've got this here, what I'm going to do is stick my log stump here. So of course, what I need to do first is put my fruits down. Now, what I'm going to do is just destabilize this, and I'm going to work on this piece so you can see what I'm doing. I want to shape out my fruits. So I'm going to get my ball tool. Let me see which one do I want for the size. I want this one. And then we're just going to shape in these. Beautiful plums. I know lots of you are desperate to know how my grass is doing. It's started to grow. Just thought, you know. It's growing, isn't it, Miss Taz? It looks like a 16-year-old's moustache at the minute. Let's place this in. Look how beautiful these are. Now, I need to just be cautious which way I'm shaping, just so I've got the right sides. Carnation vellum is beautiful. It is, Sharon. They do a really beautiful vellum de carnation. It is a really it's really gorgeous to work with. And if you're a crafter who hasn't played with vellum, honestly, have a go, because the stuff you can create with it is just insanely pretty. Vellum's one of my favourite mediums. Just using these leaves. Just while I'm doing this, this is 230709 on the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, and that's where you will also find your free artwork. That's all yours for free, and you can just download it and have it. You can have it, it's fine. Right, let's go in for this. I just need to make sure that I'm doing this properly. Keep checking you're working as you're going. Just so that you can keep working out, you know, that you've put things in the right place, because if you're anything like me, you'll get it backwards. Natalie Dodds, Carla, you seriously have the best job in the world. Listen, there's not a day goes past when I don't count my blessings. I know how blessed I am to work for Carnation. It's not even the company, although the company is incredible and the people are incredible, of course, but to get to work. As somebody who loves to do art myself, the respect I have for an artist giving away their artwork for thousands of people to use, there's such a kind of a wonderful humility in that, and I really like that. And for me to be able to use that and to then come on here and create, it's a privilege. It's just a privilege. And I am so fully aware of that privilege all the time. I love, love, love working for Carnation. It has been an absolute joy. Right, now I've shaped these out, but I'm going to be cautious with pin flare here. Look how pretty that is already. Now I've got two things to remember. First of all, I want to low line this. This is going to sit across the bottom of my card. So I've got to be cautious with my fruits, and I've got to be cautious with pin flare. And the reason I've got to be cautious with the pin flare is, of course, it's got an opening, so it's all going to squish out the other side. How I'm going to get around that, because I still want the shaping out to be there, is I'm going to pop a little tiny bit of wet glue just on this edge, this free edge. First of all, I'm going to pin this in place just with that little bit of glue. That's as far as I'm going to start with. I'm just pinning. Then I'm going to do the same at the other side, pin this on top, just getting my visual cue, where do I want it? And if I'm canny and I'm cautious, I can absolutely pin that bottom point with that bowing out, which we did by shaping. That means I still get the fullness, but I don't need to use the pin flare from it, because what I didn't do is flatten it back out. I just left it domed. So because of that, I can maintain that shape. So if I explain that a little bit better, if this piece here, that's pinned, can you see how I can raise that? So what I can do is raise that slightly. Now what I want to do, if you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not, let me work it and then I'll show you what I mean. If I put some adhesive here, see how this is curving round and it's at the bottom. I want to maintain that. I want to keep this lifted. I want to keep that dropped. So the way I'm going to do that is pin it. Think of it like you're making a dress. Pin it in place with that doming. And hopefully once that adhesive takes shape, what will happen is we have filled we've got a pocket. Okay? So we're just doming on that pocket. Good morning, Mary Morgan. How you doing, lovely? In Virginia. So again, same thing, but I want it to dome, so I'm cautious when I'm picking. and just pinning that there, and then pin at this side just so this now remains flat, and I get that beautiful doming and that little pocket sort of wreath that comes round. Can you see the shaping there and how pretty that is? Okay, so what we've got is that beautiful pocket dimension, all right? And that's simply by using your ball tool. So nothing too difficult there. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to place down just around about there, just a little bit of a wet adhesive for this. I'm going to put it actually on here so that I can cover my working. Making sure all the time that I'm not affecting the mechanism. It's really important to not affect the mechanism of the card and to make sure everything is working how I want it to be. So now I have this beautiful scene that I'm setting, okay? Really, really simple. I need to cover that working a little bit, so I can do that by putting in a sentiment. I can put my sentiment down here. I can add in some florals in that center point. So all we're doing all the time is covering the workings that we do. So where is my ball tool? I'm going to go for that size. Now these ones, I want them to cup outwards. Normally I do inwards. I want these to cup out. 1, how satisfying is that? 2, 3, little bit of pin flare, Alison, does the label saying Sweet Wishes have a vignette as I print on them through Adobe? This one, that's a stamp. It's a Carnation stamp, one of their sentiment stamps that I've just stamped onto that, that beautiful piece that comes with it. So it's just a stamp. Now I've got choices here. I can add in more and I can add in, you know, less. What I'm going to do is just actually raise that. Just bring 2 in together. So they sit sort of side by side, little overlapping, and then I'm going to put 1 on the center just to raise the height. This is a vignette, Alison, but the actual wording on it is a stamp. Pretty much everything for Carnation has a vignette. Savvy Crafter, I'm addicted to specialty papers like vellum and foil and cardstock because it gives us something different, doesn't it? Texturally wise, it's important. Visually wise, it's important. We get to play in different ways. We get to use different things. And that's just a really nice way of doing things. Now, I'm going to raise my stage now because I now need to see sort of where I'm working, what I'm doing. I will put it back down again for you so you can see, obviously, at the end. I've got 2 of those little logs and I've stuck them together so that I've got sort of a bit of extra shaping out there. And I'm just going to seat these. Where's my wet glue? There it is. Just on the edge of this, just to give it a little bit of cornering out. Let me just turn it this way and then I've got it sitting inwards. There we go. That's better. Another one. That's going to give me some lift because I've got the foam tape between the 2. I'm going to put my sentiment there, but I need to work on my inside piece first, and that of course means big lad over here needs some shaping out. So let's talk about sculpting and surface area very quickly, very briefly. I've been through it with you before, but it is an important aspect. When you've got something small like a flower, you can just go in with a ball tool, roll it round, and it'll cup really beautifully. But when you've got a bigger surface area of paper, the first thing you've got to do whenever we're paper sculpting, it's really difficult to do with Carnation's vignettes because they're so beautiful, but you've got to forget that there's an image. That's the first thing. Forget that it's an image and just go back to understanding it's just a piece of paper. So the first thing to remember is those grams per square meter are held together because of the weave of the paper. The dye breaks them. What we need to do is break them even more. If I go into that strong fibre weave in the centre of the die straight away, I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is creasing it because they're still held together. I need to go to where it's broken and I need to break it more. And that's how I'm releasing those fibers. The die has already broken the edge. So we go in with a ball tool, and as always, we work from the outside and we work in. Then we go back to seeing it as a picture and we follow Nick's shading. Nick's shading is there for us to use as a shaping out sort of element. So his tummy, which is where I'm going to start, because it's obviously mainly his tummy we want to shape here. We also have other choices when we're sculpting. What we could do is just do his tummy and just do his head. Leave the rest of it, because that'll give you the definition of shape of his body. So you've got different ways of doing it. But the first thing round here, just around, I'm breaking those fibers. So slowly but surely, we're breaking that weave. And that means that the ones that are next to it, the fibers that are next to it, are loosening. If you think of a ribbon, when you've cut a ribbon, and you can take the fibers, can't you, from the ribbon? You can pull a fiber, and slowly but surely you can see the ones underneath becoming looser and looser. That's what paper is. That's what we're doing with the paper. So I'm just going to pull this round his bottom and his back. Now I can go more to the center, okay, because I've broken those weaves. But I'm going to follow Nick's shading. And I'm going to work his body down from his neck first, because I'm following the musculature that we've got. Then I'm going to go back to his tummy and I'm going to round him out, okay? Then I'm going to take a smaller ball tool, shape his little lug hole and his little snout, his cheeks, and shape the berry. Then I'm going to take a much smaller ball tool, and I just want to do his foot, because he has got the most delicious feet. Then I've got to pull his neck back. I need to shape that neck just so that he's not a dome. Animals aren't necessarily ball shaped, although Miss Phyllis on occasion is. And I'm going to take some wet glue first, and I'm just going to put a tiny little piece of wet glue just along that bottom edge. Then that's just to make sure I have a point of adhesion. Then I'm going to take some pin flare and I'm going to place it on my easel point. Now I've got that little point of adhesion at the bottom with the wet glue, so I can pin it without squashing my pin flare, and I can place him in just like so, and he will sit happily on on his little throne like a little king. And then we're just going to finish up, look at him, we're just going to finish up with some little extras. So I've got my sentiment, I'll turn it round for you in a second, but for now we'll just do this. Little sentiment just go in there. And the last bit of decoration that I'm going to do with him, just as a little bit, some wet glue on this bunting, going across, and I'm just going to put that in with my florals just to give it a little bit of extra dimension at the top there. And we have something really beautiful, really cute and really easy. There he sits, proud as can be. He's so cute. Isn't it just delicious, this whole set? Isn't it just delicious? There's something really lovely and cute and gorgeous and wholesome about this collection, and I love it very, very much. It's called Going Wild. It's on the Carnation Crafts website, 230709. It's £103.49 today if you manage to use your newsletter code, and that's going to give you 10% off. If you don't, it'll be £114.99. But if you have all the combined price, that's going to be £143.94. That's a massive saving. That is a massive saving. That's 40 quid saving pretty much. And I don't know how much the individuals are, but I reckon that probably gives you the card shape for free if you look at it that way. So that's pretty good going. Free UK P&P. If you're in States and you're just buying the collection, it's £4.95 shipping and handling. If you want to add in your perfect papers, it's going to be £14.95. If you want to hand in the magnets as well, you're going to be looking at an extra £20 on top of that. That's for your magnetic sheets. Obviously, it's different in the UK. It just is the way it is. We've got time for another demo, I think, Miss Taz. I'd like to use the doily. I want to do 2 demos. Can I speedcraft, Miss Taz? You say no. Miss Taz has been mean. I forget she can see me. She's got a computer with my face on in front of it, so she can see me when I do the things. Right, we've got the doily card shape. I'm going to speed through this. I love this doily so blooming much. There is a really, really gorgeous, gorgeous feel about it. Let me get those shaped up. Down on my glass cutting mat. Push. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Hey Pam Simpson, how you doing, lovely? Pam is one of our insanely talented DT members. It is wonderful to have you here, Miss Pam. Let's put this hither. I love that. That colour. Just pretty as a picture. Right. White. Let's cool it down. After I've just said how much I love it. Nicely chunky and beautiful. That gorgeous, gorgeous shadow play. Isn't that beautiful? This is so crisp. It's like a china plate. It's really, really gorgeous. Pam says, eating and watching. We like them apples. This doily is stunning. Now, I want the shadow. I want the shadow from the doily. I don't want to lose the shadow. So, foam tape on all of those little pieces here, just to raise it. I'm not going to take all of them off, obviously, because that would be a huge job. I only need to take so much off. The rest are just there for measurements. And that's going to keep everything supported. And then, God, I love this so much. Let me make sure I've got this in the right place. There. Just placing down shadow, shadow, shadow. That's going to annoy me because I can see the yellow. So I'll get that one off as well. Look at that. Stunning, right? Pam, that doily is a stun. It really is. That is so pretty. It's just gorgeous. Right, let's play. Let's go play fast because Miss Taz is going to shout at me. So, elements, flowers, florals. And I've got all of my bits and bats here. So I'm going to use this almost as a wreath shape. That'll sit over the top, just sitting through. I've also got these 2 pieces as well. So I'm going to long line it slightly. So let's have a look at where I'm going with these. Just extending out that line with these elements so they sit pretty as a picture. You can do that from the bottom. Actually, I might do it from the bottom. Let's do it this way. I love composition. Composition just pleases me so much. I hope you guys get as much pleasure from composition as I do, because I think it's one of life's really beautiful gifts, is you know, the fact that we can sit and play. That really lovely mental headspace that we get. Place this down first. Notice I'm not gluing these 2, not yet. I'm placing this. And I've only put glue on the plums. Just there. So that then I can fit these where I want them to be. Long line that out so you get the extra oomph. Look how pretty, pretty, pretty. raising it up. Oh, right, crackers, Miss Taz. Okay. Now I'm going to go fast because I am going to do another demo. You can't stop me. All you can do is turn it off.
So I can stop you.
You can, but I can still sit here and do the demo.
You do that.
Well, because we lost time with the magnetic sheets, and I feel that people at home who are getting this collection today and tomorrow need more demos at home. Do you agree or not? We'll let the people decide. Do you want one more demo after this if I'm quick, or do you want me to go away? Actually, let's rephrase that. Let's get some florals on here. See how this cools those tones? Just really, really beautiful cooling effect. And it just allows it to just breathe a little bit. There's a flow that comes through that I love so much. See, people want another demo. Just placing through. Now I've got two more and I'm going to pop them on the berries just so that I can keep the theme running through. And I'm just continuing in that circular route, but just a little bit further away from those edges onto those little elements. So rather than it being sort of just thrown on, I'm following that circle line round because I'm elongating the shape. So we get this really beautiful extension, that smile line that's coming through, which is really, really pretty. Now, very, very quickly, because I want to get on to with the other demo, I've got choices again here. I've got the little bird. What do we not want? We don't want the little bird to be floating in mid-air. I've got a tree branch, and so I can place him here, and I can place my sentiment at the top. Okay, and I just want to show you the different ways of playing with this. Depends what you want to do, but there's options, and I really love that, and that's probably the way I'm going to go. But the alternative is to bring this down and to have him sitting center stage right in that central point. You could raise him and have him at the top of the card, so he is sitting with the little sentiment underneath him, and it changes the composition, and it changes it massively because we go from him being center stage and the sentiment being the thing at the top, or we take it the other way and the sentiment is the thing that the eye is drawn to straight away with him as that beautiful accent. I actually really like him up there, so I think actually that might be where I go with this. Just that beautiful flow going up, and he's, you know, that little songbird. So I'll take this, I'll make sure I don't trap his log because that would be not good. Shape him out. So tummy first. So remember, we've got those broken fibres. We work with those. We're going to work round, and we're just going to. He's so pretty. Or she. I don't know. I don't know the things, Miss Taz. Work through that tail feather. Pull. Just back. Pin flare. Raise him. So you've got the shadow play. You've got the shadow from the doily. You've got the shadow from the bird, all sitting up. Really, really beautiful and very peaceful. There's something very calming about this, and I love that. That gorgeous, gorgeous sense of, oh, we're on the wobble. Which way am I going, Miss Taz? There you go. That gorgeous sense of peace and harmony that come through. And it's Carnation, isn't it? It's what they do so well. We have this peace and harmony with Carnation stuff. It's never... The one thing I really love about Carnation, and they've never yet done a die or a vignette that shouted at me. And I think you probably know what I mean. I'm really hopeless with words, but they've never shouted at me. It's always just been calm and fluid and lovely to play with. And I really like that. They're not loud, are they? They're just beautiful. Right, one more, and then I'll let you all go. Natalie, your ability to change the look and design of creation is inspiring and amazing. It's not my ability, it's everybody's ability. The main thing I will always say, if you have a card in mind and you go, if you had like a piece of paper and you put a square, a circle, a rectangle and a triangle, no matter where you place them, you're making a composition. But there'll be a way where you think it's better in your head when you start. But the most important thing in that process is to change it. It doesn't matter what you think you're doing, change it. You can change it back. But the minute you start changing it, A, you get inspiration for new cards. B, you might find that you prefer it. Because we go with comfort zones. I go with comfort zones all the time. You know I do. My symmetry, I love symmetry. And because of that, sometimes it's really important to let go of what we know and go to something that we've never tried before, because we learn so much. Now, the reason I wanted to do this next demo, and the reason I feel it's important to do this next demo, because especially with what we've just been saying about changing things up, that doily card shape, which is one of the prettiest card shapes or prettiest elements, it's really tempting to use it as a whole piece. Of course it is. But we can start changing things up and using the elements differently. So let me DL this out. And shuffle. Place. Push. I can't do it. Oh, love that. That, look. Will you looky looky. It's nearly the same colour as my map. Halfway down, get your slip and slide. I am only using a 1mm here. Very unlike me, as I'm sure you will all agree. Push, pull. Next one, that beautiful dotty pattern. Push, pull, cool it. Ayo. That's where we need the slip and slide. Push, pull. And then you've got your card base. Make sure you don't do it the wrong way, because we don't want to go to Australia. Then cut your doily. Cut it into pieces so that you can play and change, okay? Because it's so pretty to use the elements, that fanning out, that gorgeous, gorgeous sense of dimension and texture behind whatever we put on it, still with that gorgeous diagonal clean line through the middle. So we get the clean and simple, but we've got the textural, visual quality that we look for when we're card making, because we're always trying to make the card clean, but beautiful, peaceful, inspiring. Lay that down. I'm going to leave some free edging there so I can get some shadow from it. I don't want the shadow to dominate this time. The last one I was making, I wanted the shadow to dominate. I wanted it, so that's why I raised it on foam tape. This time I don't want the domination of shadow from this, because I've got other elements that I want to bring in and play with. But some shadow is always, always a good thing. Okay, look how pretty that is. That's a little too pokey uppy for me. A tiny little bit there. Applicators are going to be your best friend, so you can get into those tiny spots. Right, now my elements. Another of these. By the way, these, you've seen me use these sentiments all the way through, and they're all stamps. I can't remember what the name is, and I'm sorry to Carnation, I apologise, but I can't remember the name of the stamp set. But it's got was it from Fruits of Summer? It's got sentiments all the way through it, and all of the sentiments have got something about fruit or sweetness or berries, those kind of things. And so they work with this collection really, really well, just in case any of you were wondering which ones I was using. But my sentiment is going to be my showstopper here, and that's what I'm going to use. It's the most, you know, it's the most predominant, and it's obviously going to sit in the middle. Okay, I mean, listen guys, that doily is so powerful anyway. That is a really pretty card. I think it's just corking as it is, but it's not all I want to do. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to lay this flat. I'm not going to shape these out very purposefully. So what I'm going to do is just take this with some wet glue. I'm not shaping, I'm leaving this flat. Place that into my corner. Look at that, just delicious. Let's corner this out beautifully. Isn't that so special? So pretty. Now I'm just going to cool those tones a little bit. So I'm just going to add a floral, making sure that I'm going in where I want them. So they're a little bit domed, so I've got a little bit of shaping, okay? But the first thing I want to do is build up the acorn, and so I'm going to decoupage it. So this is where we bring in the elements that come with these dies, roll it over, and I'm just going to take this. Same again, just round, follow that path. Pin flare. Let pin flare guide you, let pin flare be your best friend, sculpt with it, play with it. So, holding it this way. Hey up! By heck. Okay, so there's a fair whack on there. Don't be scared of pin flare, and don't be scared of using too much. Obviously you don't want it splodging everywhere, but it really creates a difference. That beautiful height, that dimension that we get, that gorgeous extra, that visual that we receive. Okay, so same again this side. Sweet sentiments, Carla. Thank you, Pam. I'm so sorry. So on the Carnation Crafts website, just use the search bar there and just type in Sweet Sentiments. And that's the name of this stamp. They're a beautiful set of stamps that I use an awful lot through demos. You'll have seen me bring in things out with those little things a lot. And I use them. I love all of Carnation sentiment stamps because they're just really easy to use. But that collection is perfect for this set. Putting that in the middle, and now I've got choices. Like I say, I'm going to put these over here, but you can also add them to the sentiment. You can do them long line it. You can do so many different things with them. I want them to be sitting sort of on here. I think they look the prettiest that way, and that's how I'm going to use them. But it's up to you. Mary Lynette, who's new to Carnation. Hello, lovely, lovely lady. I'm very, very glad you found us. I hope you've received a lovely warm welcome. Please do go to the Carnation Crafters group if you haven't already, and make sure you join and go and say hello to everybody. Alison, can I do a stamping tutorial one day? Yeah, of course. I will say to you though, I'm not the best at stamping, but I'll have a word with Carnation, because Carnation have got these really, really gorgeous stamps that are the same as some of the collections of dies. It's the same images. Naughty But Mice springs to mind. They've got a beautiful stamp set for Naughty But Mice. And what we could do maybe one day is look at colouring those, or colouring a couple of them and making a couple of cards, if Carnation are willing to do a show on those. Iris, things coming out. We will let you know about the things coming out. It's just a little bit early now. They make me hold myself back, but next Friday's is going to be that. I'm honestly looking forward to next Friday so much now. I can't wait. We are going to have the best fun next Friday. It's just epic. Just wait till you start seeing the previews come up on Facebook. Go to the Facebook page and go and keep an eye out there, because they'll have the little previews coming up for it, and you're going to be hopefully as excited as I am. Genuinely very, very, very excited about that. So this card, just to turn it over for you, is very, very subdued, very sweet, very pretty, but with lots of shape, texture and dimension. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more. It depends. And it's really a case of looking at the collection that you're working with and looking at those elements and just playing in different ways to find out what speaks to you and how it sort of sits right. I'm going to let you all go because I've been here a long, long time. It's 1212, angel numbers. The number for the Going Wild collection on the Carnation Crafts website is 230709. It's £103.49 today if you use your code. If you don't use the code, it will be £114.99. It's free UK P&P packaging. If you're buying it in the States, or if you're buying it internationally at all, it will be £4.95 for your shipping and handling. And you can also get your perfect papers. If you're an international customer and you're getting perfect papers as well, that will be a £14.95. For the rest of you, your magnetic sheets. Please don't forget your magnetic sheets. This has been such a wonderful, wonderful conception, and so much work has gone into getting these exactly right for you guys. It's an absolute pleasure to bring them to you. I think you're going to be able to make great, great use of them, but they are on this price for, I don't know how long they'll keep them this price, because obviously it's launch day, so you can get them today, £31.49, code 230821 on the Carnation Crafts website. Again, if you're buying them from international waters, £20 for your shipping and handling. We're not going to tell you what to do. You do you. If you want to buy them with that much shipping and handling, you absolutely can. But you can. The UK ones, of course, it's a no-brainer. Of course, we're getting them. We do want to obviously make everybody incorporated, but it's just costly, right, these days. I've had such a wonderful time with you all this morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being lovely and patient. And I will see you on Monday for the Carnation Crafts USB on Hobby Maker. It's a back to wear for radiance and elegance, or elegance and radiance. I don't know which way it goes. Then Wednesday for a massive Christmas day. 3 shows full of all of Carnation's Christmas launches from day dot up to last year. And then on Friday, all the things of Friday. Until then, take really good care. I'll see you soon. Bye.